For the final week of the regular season, head coaches Mike Tomlin and John Harbaugh face off for the 31st time. It's the Steelers and the Ravens headed your way on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. There's a scene a short time ago the Ravens introduced to this sellout crowd, and through a sea of pyrotechnics, out they came from the tunnel. We're set to go as the Ravens get ready to match up with Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, CD, this is a passing league. I don't think you would argue that thought. But our ball game here features a couple of teams with strong offensive lines that really like to work the ground game.
And you and I have both heard from different people in the league who's saying that it's becoming a little bit of a lost art in the NFL, the ability to run the football. And we've heard from defensive coordinators who tell us that they play the pass first. That's not something you normally hear. But these two offenses, they're true to who they are. Both ranked in the top 5 in terms of rushing yardage. I think they're both going to use those massive offensive lines to try and wear down these defenses.
Hard-hitting blue-collar franchises, one of the better rivalries going. The Ravens and Steelers are underway. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. Number 8, Lamar Jackson, trotting onto the field at quarterback, ready to lead this Ravens offense.
Coming off of a loss their last time out, I think he's just seeking to make a bigger impact on the game. He threw a touchdown pass, didn't throw an interception. I think he just wants to jump those numbers up in terms of flinging it around and letting his receivers get into the end zone.
They'll run for the first time with J.K. Dobbins. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35.
Well, I can certainly tell my age, partner, because when I was a kid, running backs like J.K. Dobbins with over 2,000 yards in their final season in college, they went early in the draft. Instead, he somehow lasted until the second round. But how great is it to get a guy with that ability who can run it inside, run to the perimeter, and catch the football in the backfield? To be able to get him in the second round, that's what I call a steal.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. And he's got his receiver. That's Sammy Watkins. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Dobbins going to take the handoff on the option. These two teams, you may recall, they didn't play each other till late in the year. Their first meeting was not too long ago, back in Week 13. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. Option play, and they'll hand to Dobbins. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Stephon Tuitt, the one that got him down. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now it's Jackson. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. This defense for the Steelers, they were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 28.
But I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. They go back to the ground with Dobbins. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. Second down and 8. Throwing is Jackson. He gets this underneath to Dobbins. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. And this will be play number 8 of the opening drive. It's 3rd and short. An option handoff here to Dobbins. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold him to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. They'll run with Dobbins. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard that time. 2nd and goal. One more time with Dobbins. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal.
And I think that's going to go down as no gain, but that doesn't seem fair for the effort that was presented on that play. That should go down as a loss. I know, I'm a defensive guy, but you got to like the play that was made.
He made a lot of those plays last week. He was AFC Defensive Player of the Week, picking up where he left off. Flushed out right, and he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th. Well, you know, paramount for this defense is trying to keep Lamar Jackson somewhat contained when he tries to run. They did a pretty good job of it there.
And you know, it's so difficult for every defense to have to prepare for Lamar.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. J.K. Dobbins with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Ravens take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it. So out come the Steelers now for their first drive. They'll be led by their quarterback in his 3rd NFL season now, former Ohio State Buckeye Dwayne Haskins.
It's pretty much become the norm when we see guys come out before a game and go through the route tree with their receivers. I thought it was exciting for us to see the exact same thing happen in practice.
He's so meticulous, isn't he?
He really is, and that told me it's not just a one-time-a-week thing. They work on it all the time, trying to hone that fine edge. They want to see if they can get in sync and stay in sync in this one.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Looking to throw, Haskins. Eluding the pressure right. Man open, that's Ray McLeod. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A big connection on that one. 31 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
They'll go with Snell here on 1st down. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. From the gun, it's Haskins.
This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end.
And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 18.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
They'll run on first down. Snell, and they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. Off the play fake. Here's Haskins. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points, touchdown.
Chase Claypool, his 25th touchdown, tying Emmitt Smith for the 5th most in one season. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25.
Baltimore set to take over here for their second possession of the game. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Jackson with a handoff to Dobbins on the option.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
So, Charles, we have reached the end here of a long season, Week 18, which we don't say very often, although this is not the first Week 18 that the NFL has ever seen.
Not at all, and Brandon, some of the people might be a little bit too young to remember, but back in 1993, the league experimented with giving teams 2 open weeks for the year. And we also saw Week 18 when the league was on pause for a few weeks in 2001 following the attacks on September 11th.
Well, it looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
And the Steelers now in the nickel here on third down. To throw is Jackson.
That'll be complete to Dobbins.
And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. So on fourth down, here's Sam Cook to punt it away.
Ray McCloud deep for Pittsburgh.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 10.
A very good punt, but a 16-yard return.
And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10.
So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession.
The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
He rifles one that's intercepted. It's Chuck Clark picking it off, and he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Still 9 remaining on second down. Dobbins going to take the handoff on the option.
And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
42 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Option play, and they'll hand to Dobbins.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown.
J.K. Dobbins.
His second touchdown of the game, 17th on the year. And the Ravens have taken the lead.
So 2 drives, 2 touchdowns here in this first quarter, and he's got both of them.
Well, he's certainly setting himself up for a big game here, and I think if the play caller doesn't get in his own way, they should keep riding him the entire way of this game. Until the defense proves they can stop him, that's what I would call.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. The drive there only spanning 3 plays.
And it's finished off by a touchdown run from J.K. Dobbins.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Ray McCloud to return. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Let's go!
The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. Now, last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. They'll run with Snell to begin the drive. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, these 2 teams met in Pittsburgh earlier in the year, with the Steelers prevailing in that one. So a win here in Baltimore would give them the season sweep.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now it's Haskins. Escaping the pressure right. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced the ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Haskins to throw it. That's caught. It's James Washington. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. James Washington, his first touchdown on the year. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up.
I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
Well, in this league where coordinators worry so much about drawing up the right routes, blocking assignments, misdirections and stuff, they have these precise arrows and movements. Sometimes the best plays just come from the schoolyard where you look at your fastest guy and say, go long, go get it, big man.
And if you're wondering how fast he was going, Next Gen Stats clocked him at close to 21 miles an hour.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25. The football back over to Baltimore and J.K. Dobbins.
And he's found the end zone twice, and now I'm guessing he's thinking, hey, let's find it 3 times.
And you got to figure from the defensive perspective, how has he gotten there twice? What are we going to do to keep him out for a 3rd time? How do we tighten things down? Because he and his offensive mates, they are really in sync right now.
And they're able to get this one across the 35.
55 rushing yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. Sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there, and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. 2 of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both 5'10".
Right back to Dobbins on first.
And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
And we're going to have a break in the action. As you can see, Mark Andrews is yet to get up.
And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Now a handoff for Dobbins.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. And this is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit. A lot of credit to the play caller here. He saw the design in his mind and implemented it. A little zone stretcher here because they started the tight end on the left side of the formation and sent him on a crossing route. And this works really well when you can find that space between levels, and they were able to do so for good yardage.
These 2 teams all tied after 1. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they've got it with a 2nd and 1 coming up. Jackson now. Well, that's complete to the fullback, Ricard. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. A shotgun snap and a give to Dobbins.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play.
And as a running back, you've got to be saying, where did he come from? He covered a lot of ground in a short amount of time, and he was able to stop his man before he got back to the line of scrimmage.
And the next-gen stats show us the top speed there, better than 18 miles an hour.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. They go play action with Jackson. That's caught left side by the tight end Boyle. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. Jackson.
He'll swing this out to Dobbins.
And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. They'll wind up getting just a yard. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
And he will have the 1st down before he's brought down at the 3. Here's Jackson. Got a man, it's caught. For a Ravens touchdown. Nick Boyle, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens have broken the tie.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run. He finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Tucker now for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. So that drive, 12 plays in length, and it's capped off with a Ravens touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it. Here again comes Dwayne Haskins and company.
You know, normally he's probably happy with how he's playing. He's playing pretty well, but in the second quarter, you look up your team's losing. I don't think any quarterback's satisfied.
Not at all, and what they're really seeking is how do I play even better and inspire my teammates to do exactly the same in order for us to get back on top on the scoreboard. That's when you find out you have a quarterback. If they're just satisfied with their stat line,
they're not really a leader.
Not at all. You just have a guy playing the position. They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score. That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target. Well, they're currently the best in the NFL in converting on third down, so it was no surprise there that they picked that one up.
And they've done it in many different ways throughout the season, Charles. Picking it up, running it, throwing it, just effective on third downs all year long. Calais Campbell on the stop. On 2nd and 9, Haskins. Complete to Washington. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
On first down, Snell. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. Second and 8 coming up. Here's Haskins to throw. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. It's Chuck Clark picking it off. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line.
And that's now the second time he's picked off a pass here in the first half alone. Again, another great read defensively, and you just see him get in the right position to make the play and get his guys the football back.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. A gain of 3, 2nd down. Now Jackson. His throw incomplete. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is. to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme, and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
An option handoff here to Dobbins.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
That is caught at the 7-yard line. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
A short game that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. They'll run for it. It's Edwards. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1.
Jackson with a handoff to Dobbins on the option.
And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown.
J.K. Dobbins
on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns as the Ravens push further out in front. Tucker now to add the point after. He's got it as they double up the lead. This one's now 28-14. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays.
And it's finished off by a touchdown run from J.K. Dobbins. The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it. Pittsburgh offense making their way back out.
And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects it.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Let's go. A big play that time on the catch and run.
He was not the primary target. They expected to get the ball downfield. Instead, checked it down. An old coach of mine used to say to us all the time, when they check it down, that should end the down. In this case, though, he foiled that in a big way and turned it into a big play.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Haskins will throw. To the right side and complete to Washington. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
They go play action now. Haskins. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. That catch good for only a couple.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And the Steelers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9.
Let's go!
That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let...
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown.
Najee Harris.
His 25th touchdown. Tying Emmitt Smith for the 5th most in one season. And the Steelers have now made this a 1-score game. Boswell for the extra point. He's got it, and they're back within a touchdown at 28-21. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays.
And it was Najee Harris who finished it off with a touchdown run.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25. The football back over to Baltimore and J.K. Dobbins.
He's in his zone, second quarter, already closing in on a 100-yard game.
And that's the magic number for a running back. Anytime you get to that triple digits, that's all you're looking for. But he's got a chance to really exceed that in this one.
Yeah, he does. That's been the gold standard for a long time, hasn't it, that 100-yard mark?
It really has, and that never has to shift because it's in a game. It's a 1,000-yard mark. I'm wondering, since we've gone from 12 to 14 to 16 games, maybe we need to up that a little.
It's a 5-yard game, but they'll still be a yard short here with third down now looming.
They'll try to run for it with Dobbins.
Powerful running. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first.
92 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down. From the gun, Jackson. Throw right side is complete to Andrews, his tight end. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw.
He'll check this down to Dobbins out of the backfield.
The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So not quite a 1st and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches. Jackson from the shotgun.
And that'll be taken in by Andrews for a Ravens touchdown.
Mark Andrews, his 6th touchdown of the season, and the Ravens will add on to their lead. Now Tucker to add the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays, and it's capped off by the Baltimore score.
The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it. The Steelers taking over now late in this first half. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range.
On 1st and 10, it's Haskins. And it's complete. He gets this one to Washington. And some space here. There he goes left side. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. James Washington with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game.
And the Steelers get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Well, we know that he can beat you in a number of ways. He can catch it short, he can take it long, or he can do what we just saw right there, catch it and then run with the football.
Extra point now by Boswell. And that'll cut the lead down now to a touchdown. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And with a 7-point lead, they'll likely look to take this to the locker room and not really press the issue.
Flush to his right. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
Now they'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6.
Here's Jackson to throw. He's going deep for Brown. That's caught inside the 20. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown as the first half is winding down. And the Ravens are able to show off their quick strike ability. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive. And it seemed like they may be giving up momentum. Not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead now up to 14.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive, as they'll take over with just 13 seconds to go before the break. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. A gain of 8 there on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down. Now it's Haskins. Washington's got it. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Final play of the half, it's Haskins. Flushed out right. Looking deep here for Ebron.
And yet again, Haskins is intercepted. 3rd time.
Picked off by Marlon Humphrey.
And the Ravens are going to get the football back as time will run out in this 3rd quarter of play.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome into our EA Sports Halftime Report. A busy final day of the regular season, so let's get to it. We'll start things out with the battle for Ohio. This one at First Energy Stadium as Cleveland hosts Cincinnati. And it's the Browns who are out on top. Nick Chubb with 2 touchdowns thus far. From there, we take the trip across Lake Erie to check on the Lions at home in Detroit. And they trail the visiting Green Bay Packers as that one's gone to halftime. Aaron Rodgers with 2 touchdown passes. Finally, let's get to Philadelphia. Check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. And they trail the visiting Cowboys at halftime. Ezekiel Elliott has run for a touchdown there. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats for the Steelers in that first half. And our statisticians got through a couple of pencils already. This offense is on pace for potentially 500 yards in passing. That's pretty incredible. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half. With both of these offenses having their way, it's not likely they'll need to be doing a whole lot at halftime. But the defenses are definitely in need of some adjustment. And for the call of the second half, let's go back out to Brandon and Charles.
The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half.
The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it.
James Washington making his way back out towards the huddle. A monster game so far, third quarter. He is lighting up the stat sheet.
And so many times when you see these types of games, you hear about the quarterback, or we talk about the quarterback throwing guys open, putting it in the right spot. How about some credit for the receivers, though, who find ways to get open, whether they uncover late in a route or they get open early, but they just always find a way. And he's having that type of a game.
Yeah, he's been nearly impossible to cover. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. They run the counter. Snell, and he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? 2nd and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion. On first down, it's Snell again, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
On 2nd down, it's Snell. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. With Harris out of the shotgun, and he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down. Here's Jordan Berry now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just give them a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent, it's really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
Yeah, now they're just looking to add to that total. And he'll go right back to Andrews. Gets through, and now an opening. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
Jackson going to run.
A beautiful fake. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. He'll get 8 on the keeper there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Here's a give to Dobbins.
And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
7 yards the pickup there. And a nice milestone reached on that last throw is here late in the season. He goes over 4,000 yards passing.
And he's really thrown the ball well all season long. Had some big games along the way. He's inspired his receiving corps to go out and make plays for him in each and every ball game.
It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up. Throwing is Jackson.
They set up the screen for Dobbins.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. They call it a loss of a yard there. And that's going to make it 4th down. And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. leverage guys, win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs, and that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
They'll run on first down. Snell, and he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties. And he's able to knock that one away.
This will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's fourth down. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Now a second down and 6. To throw is Jackson. And his pass incomplete.
But listen, when you've got the lead, there's absolutely no sense trying to fit a ball in where you shouldn't. You can see the coaching in his head taking place on that play because he saw he had a receiver in the area. He just put it well over his head out of harm's way.
He's going deep for Brown. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. Here's Sam Cook now as he'll punt it away for the second time. Here's McLeod on the return. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. At his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Eluding the pressure right. And he fires one incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Trying to run for it with Snell. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. That'll bring up 4th. They had the 8-yard gain on first down, but unable to do much from there. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. Here we go on 4th. Rudolph. That's to his running back, complete. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. On the handoff, it's Snell. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
57 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times.
When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient and find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly.
You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he?
He does.
He packs the boom at the end of the run and finishes it going forward. That's what you want to see out of your backs. He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage, and that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Benny Snell, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers are able to make this a close game again. Now Mike Tomlin says, let's go ahead and go for two. They'll look to throw, and he's got it. So the try for two successful, and with it, they're back within a field goal. I guess the coach looked at the two-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a three-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a two-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. They'll start with the option.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
And forget that 100-yard rushing game, at least for the moment, as he'll lose yardage here and fall back under the century mark for the game. On 3rd down, Jackson. He's going to look deep for Watkins. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Here's Sam Cook now, as he's on to punt for Baltimore.
McLeod to return it. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt.
And out will come the offense as they take over. Rudolph going to lead the Steelers up now 1st and 10 right at the 30. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Jalen Ferguson. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down.
Rudolph's throw complete there to McLeod.
They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And he'll only get this to about the 35, well short of the line to gain. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down. Here's Jordan Berry now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. And we have seen a lot on the scoreboard here in this quarter. So sometimes you talk to me about tendency breakers on offense. These defenses struggling. Are there tendency breakers on defense?
All defensive coordinators keep something in their hip pocket for these types of situations. What can we do to slow down the onslaught? But the biggest thing is making sure these guys encourage each other, pick themselves up, because right now it's been a really tough ball game trying to stop these offenses.
Oh, it really has, especially as of late.
Now Dobbins again on 2nd down.
And once again, not much running room, if any at all. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. Here's Jackson.
Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Here's Sam Cook now. He's been terrific so far. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. This is taken at the 18. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. Their defense accomplished step one of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth-quarter lead. Rudolph going to lead the Steelers up now 1st and 10 at their own 24. Now a throw here to his running back. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. On 2nd down, Snell. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Now a good job shifting right, finding his target. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A big play that time through the air. 36 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Rudolph's throw there, hauled in by Claypool. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. 2nd and 9. Rudolph looking to throw it. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Washington. And the Steelers are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Again with Snell. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Benny Snell, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Steelers are going to retake the lead. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that will make this a 4-point game. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25. Lamar Jackson marching back onto the field. And the passing game, I mean, look at the numbers. It's fallen off. When a team is struggling, sometimes you look at the quarterback. When the quarterback starts to struggle, who goes over and picks him up?
Yeah, that's always a big one, isn't it? Usually, there's a quarterback whisperer somewhere. And what I mean by that is, whether it's an assistant coach, whether it's one of his best friends on the team, someone that can get in his ear, get with him and say, all right, my man, what do you need? What's going on here? So he's one person he can lean on. He's going to have to lean on that guy right now.
Dobbins going to take the handoff on the option. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
Well, they went back to him, but the results were similar, so I highly doubt that he'll get another opportunity here on 3rd and long.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he takes it down deep into Pittsburgh territory. It's a big play there for Baltimore. Well, for all the deserved accolades Lamar Jackson gets for his running prowess, you know, his deep ball, it's really a thing to behold as well. On 1st down, Dobbins. And here he'll get it down to the 7. That'll be a pickup of 4 as they work with his 4-point 4th-quarter lead. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now it's Jackson. Oh, this is going to be caught along the sidelines. Probably shouldn't have been caught. He's going to lose yardage there. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that's going to bring up a third down. From the gun, it's Jackson.
He'll dump this off, complete to Dobbins.
Touchdown!
J.K. Dobbins
from 6 yards away. And the Ravens have once again taken the lead.
Plenty of scoring here of late, and our lead changes hands now in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they just gave up a touchdown on the other end, so they knew that with time getting short, they had to put something together here, and they were able to do so and retake the lead right back.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that gives him a 3-point lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it. Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the fourth quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one.
They run on first down as they get about 3. 2nd and 7 forthcoming. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Here's Snell yet again. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big play there on the catch and run.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. On 2nd and 9, Rudolph to the right side and complete to Washington. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 25-yard line. Now a give here to Snell. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves. Certainly looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time, ends up leading him just a bit too much.
And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This one from 35 yards away. And Boswell's kick is good. And in the fourth quarter, this game is tied. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And we essentially have a brand new ball game. After that last field goal has tied us all up, we brace for what should be an exciting rest of this fourth quarter.
The big man, Tyson Alualu, there to make the tackle. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now it's Jackson.
Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Jackson, option right, and he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Cameron Hayward getting upfield to make the stop. He'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. Jackson.
He'll find Dobbins out of the backfield.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. Now Jackson going deep here for Watkins. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. A big play that time for the Ravens. A field goal could get them the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. Dobbins. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. Dobbins once more. Able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1. Now, what's the thinking here? Because a touchdown would be nice, but you've ensured yourself a chance at 3 in the lead, so how worried are you about the 6?
You're not very worried about if you're confident in your kicker. And if you got a kicker who can put it through the post, you feel really good about trying to bleed that clock down. In an ideal scenario, your kicker puts it through the post as the clock hits zeros.
And Edwards trying to push forward, but unsuccessful. They stop him short of the marker. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Tucker's kick is good. And they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they manage the clock exactly right.
So now the Steelers down on the scoreboard. 1:53 remaining. A chance to end this season with a bang as they come up with a 1st and 10. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Not in a position where they absolutely have to rush right now, but they definitely have to pick up the tempo a bit.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Rudolph. He's got Claypool. They find some open field here. 30, 10, 5, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Chase Claypool, his 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. And the Steelers on just 2 plays have taken the lead. Boswell for the extra point. And that will make this a 4-point game. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. And they'll get it out just short of the 45 at the 44. 1st down now, but the clock continues to move. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now Jackson. Connecting with Andrews. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Jackson. He's going to look deep for Watkins. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. So they come up on second down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. They're going to run again with Snell. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. Rudolph now to throw. He's got a man open. It's Chase Claypool. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. A big play that time on the catch and run. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's first and goal from just inside the 10. And the knee is taken for the Steelers out of the victory formation. Ravens going to use their third and final timeout, as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. Moved back to the 10. They'll try on second and goal here. And they take a knee.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Pittsburgh, they finish oh so close to perfection in the regular season, but this win in the final weekend gives them a final mark of 16-1. And now they'll have the week off as they get set to go after a Super Bowl title. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, they wanted desperately to finish above 500, but that will not happen, as it is an 8-9 season in the end. And they can take solace in the fact that this team never quit all the way to the end.